Besides Hometown Health, we introduced you to Own the Bone program at LewisGale a couple weeks ago. Today, we are looking into how to prevent falls.
And WDBJ7's Caitlin Francis is here to tell us how one of the big components of this program is actually taking aim at preventing fractures from happening. Caitlin.
Melissa and Jean, so with this wintry weather we've had the last several days, lots of us may step outside, lose our balance a bit, even slip and fall. But I learned some techniques on how to try to prevent these kinds of falls from happening, and there are things we can all do. We recently talked about the Own the Bone program. Dr. James Leipzig is working with the American Orthopedic Association to prevent people who suffer from osteoporosis from suffering from a second bone fracture. But what if we could prevent the first one?
Most fractures are a result of a fall. So if we can prevent a fall, we can prevent most of the fractures.
Try to take your hands off of it. Good.
Doctors recommend people most at risk, seniors or people with osteoporosis, ask for a referral to a physical therapist to work on balance therapy. Fall prevention exercises like using this rocker board are things therapists can do with you, but you can actually do things right at home that can help you prevent falls as well.
Removing the hazards that cause falls. So a lot of that is throw rugs, extension cords, making sure your hallways are well lit so that you're not running into obstacles or objects.
And she recommends people who use walkers keep them close. And here's something you may not think about. Take your socks off when you're home. They can cause you to slip and fall too. And as for the weather,
And just making sure common sense type stuff of salting your walkways, making sure that you could potentially see some of the ice that's out there.
well, here's some interesting stats for you guys. LewisGale saw 10 people come in for fall-related injuries this past weekend because of the weather. Melissa and Jean, over at Carillion, they say there actually wasn't any spike this past weekend, but Carillion says each year emergency departments see an average of, get this, 2.5 million people for fall injuries. Wow. And Dr. Leipzig actually just tells people to stay inside when the weather's like this, avoid the ice altogether, so not bad advice.
Yes, and preventative care, not just for falls, but for anything. Preventative care is so important when it comes to our health.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Thanks, Caitlin.